It's starting to look like after all the years of pushing the audience away, of focusing on identity politics as opposed to actually entertaining people, and even going so far as to openly admit your agenda is to go after and indoctrinate children, it may be starting to catch up with woke Disney, because after a miserable quarterly earnings call where their stock fell to the lowest in nearly a decade, in fact, it was the worst stock day they'd had in 21 years. You could see the headline, Disney stock suffers worst day in 21 years. Look at that drop off they had after admitting that they lost $1.5 billion over the last quarter in streaming with woke Marvel, with woke Star Wars, with all these projects that people simply aren't interested in. Well, now it looks like Disney is having to finally pay the price. Disney plans layoffs, rigorous review of spending, and hiring freeze. Tough and uncomfortable decisions coming, CEO Bob Chapek tells staff. This is coming off a terrible year for Disney, where when you look at the past year, it's down 40%. The stock is down 40%. Now, of course, the economy's bad. You got inflation. You got all this stuff that's going on. So is that just it? No, because the Dow Jones is performing significantly better than the Walt Disney Company, because the Walt Disney Company are the ones who decided they were going to go after families in Florida. They were going to actively campaign to make sure that the government was able to sexualize kindergartners. That's what Disney was fighting for. Well, the great state of Florida wasn't afraid of that. They fought back against Disney and a lot of these freaks, and they won in a big way. And it just continued to get worse and worse and worse for Disney. It's been a bad box office year. It's been bad in the parks. It's been really bad on streaming. $1.5 billion of loss for streaming just in the last quarter. That is bad news for Disney. And now it's going to lead to people losing their jobs, to spending cuts everywhere, because finally this shit is starting to catch up. Reeling from a roller coaster stock market and earnings miss, the Walt Disney Company is about to start cutting spending, costs, and staff, CEO Bob Chapek said today. I'm fully aware this will be a difficult process for many of you and your teams, Chapek wrote to Disney executives this Veterans Day as the House of Mouse heads to its 100th anniversary. We're going to have to make tough and uncomfortable decisions, he added in a memo of a process that's clearly been in the works for a while. But that's what leadership requires, and I thank you in advance for stepping up during this important time. Bluntly predicting some staff reductions as part of this review, Chapek went on to say, while we will not sacrifice quality or the strength of our unrivaled synergy machine, we must ensure our investments are both efficient and come with tangible benefits to both audience and the company. Long story short, you've been losing a ton of money. You have not been making the money you should be making. It's been disappointing in the parks, like I said, with Universal catching up to nearly all the Disney parks in Orlando. That's something we've never seen before. That type of market share that Universal is now getting. They have had several box office, not just disappointments, box office flops. When you look at things like the Eternals, which lost so much money, you do have disappointments here with Thor, Love and Thunder, things like that. But obviously streaming is the big kicker for them. They promise it's going to become profitable. We swear to our investors, we pledge that streaming will be profitable by the end of 2024 after we hike the prices and include ad tiers. We'll see if that actually comes to fruition. Right now, they got a lot of ground to make up before they can imagine that streaming is actually profitable for them. But when you put out garbage like She-Hulk, how could you expect that to be in any way, shape, or form profitable? But this does continue on just a little bit. Like its media peers, the approximately 190,000 employee strong Disney has felt the pain in 2022, with its stock down more than 40% and inflation, foreign currency fluctuation, and the bruising streaming competition applying pressure to its operations. Earlier this week, the company reported quarterly earnings well below Wall Street earnings expectations and also issued strikingly soft guidance for fiscal 2023 revenue and profit, further unnerving investors. Its beleaguered shares recovered earlier today, rising 5% to finally bounce off a multi-year low established on Wednesday. Yeah, an 8-year low for that stock price, down 40% in a year. This is pathetic, but this is what happens. Like, people came in, they said, Bob Chapek, he's going to put an end to woke Disney. And since that time, since he got his contract finalized and extended, it's been nothing more but doubling down on all of this woke bullshit that doesn't make any money, that only loses them money, that ends up being bad PR, that ends up causing families to walk away from Disney. And that's what happened. How can you blame these people who were disrespected for so long, who leaked Zoom calls, come out and they say, yeah, we have a not so secret gay agenda and we're targeting it towards children because we know that they're vulnerable. That's what's going on at Disney. They're openly admitting it. And now this family-friendly company is losing families in droves. And that is a massive, massive problem for them. Continues to get worse for Disney, and it looks like it's going to be a bloodbath with people being fired, with them trying to cost cuts everywhere because it finally has caught up to them. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my PO box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.